Hi, welcome to my other show. My name is Susan Rushton and this is Muse. This is the show on which I'm privileged to, I'm tickled to talk to people who are involved with the arts, who are listening to their muse, who have been visited by their muse, who have a muse they adore. And my guest today is Mason Partak, the cook, Mason Partak, and his mom, Kathy Partak. Thank you very much for joining me. And these two, if you've followed them at all, I'm at the very end of the times you've seen them. Mason has his Facebook page. He has a YouTube channel. He's appeared at cooking contests. He's appeared at the Mandarin Orange Festival, and other festivals in the area doing cooking presentations. So he's a top dog in front of cameras, and he knows how to handle himself. Mason, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Glad to be here.
So you are going to be 15 on Saturday.
Yeah.
And this is 2018. So when did you start doing this?
Well, I was born in 2003. And yeah, I've been cooking since I was maybe 4 or 5.
Why?
Because my mom knows how to cook and she got me into it. She was the the person that really pushed me to start cooking. I started using a knife when I was 4. Started using the oven and the stove when I was 5 or 6. And then it all kind of started there. I had my first ever cooking demo when I was 8.
Where?
This was at the Tomato Festival.
Where's that?
At the Auburn Fairgrounds. It's now called the Harvest Festival.
Okay.
But
okay.
Yeah.
So, and you are still partners with her.
Mm-hmm.
The two of you are still partners. And you are almost 50. You're turning 15.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. When I was 8, 9, 10, I was not interested in presenting myself. Not interested in presenting myself with my mother. But the two of you are pals. Apparently.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. That sounds familiar. Yes, and it sounds basic and ordinary and wonderful. So you have, all right, if you want to contact Mason, masonpartak.com, he has a website. He has 2 Facebook pages?
Yep, I have my personal Facebook page and my chef Facebook page with all the cooking stuff, which is Mason Made It.
Mason Made It.
And Mason Partak for my personal.
Okay. And if you're interested in contacting them, the two of them, kdpartak@yahoo.com. Yep. And you have a YouTube channel.
I do have a YouTube channel. Just look up Mason Partak on YouTube and you'll find it.
And what are you doing on your YouTube channel?
We do a whole bunch of things on our YouTube channel. I do cooking videos, skits, craft videos, all sorts of stuff. The most recent project that we've done is the Social Media Chef. So when you're scrolling through your Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat, whatever it is, and you see the easy cook videos, you know, the ones where it gives you the ingredients and then shows the making it, we take those and we see if they really work. And if they do, we'll tell you if they're good or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to come back to that, but I want to talk to your mom for a moment. You said that she got you hooked at 4.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Why? What? Tell me about that.
I don't know that that's all the way true that I got him hooked. He was in the kitchen with his dad and I pretty much all his life. You know, you have your baby sitting on the counter in the little bouncy chair. But he wanted to help. So when he was 2, he would help decorate cookies or stir. And then when he was 4, he just said, I want to chop that up. And I just thought, okay, let's do it correctly then. You know, here's how you hold the knife. You roll your fingers back so you don't cut.
Yourself,
And
yeah.
he did it. He was very comfortable. He, you know, I never worried about him cutting himself. That was never an issue. So he was offered a chance to do a cooking demo. Actually, I was offered, and when I told him when he was 8, I said, hey, I got invited to do this. And he said, I want to do it. I'm thinking, you want to do it with me? And he said, no, I want to do it. And I said, well, what are you going to do? And this was really sort of the pivotal moment because it was the Tomato Fest, and he said, I'll make funky spaghetti. I mean, right off the top of his head, he had a plan. And there was no preemptive conversation. So that was sort of my key that
You've been thinking about it.
he really wants to do this. So we reached out to the organizer, and they said, well, yeah, if you'll do it, sure, you know. And so he got up and did it, and he was Kid Food Network. I mean, there is a picture of me, if I can recall, where I'm sort of standing there looking to the right, like, who is this kid? You know, he's talking and slicing and dicing, and I'm sweating. My first cooking demo ever, and I'm nervous as all get out. So they invited him back to come cook at the Mandarin Festival, and Good Day Sacramento showed up, and I just kind of went from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's no argument about the pleasures of cooking, and yeah. Why? What is there about cooking that you enjoy?
Well, my favorite part about cooking is eating.
Eating it, yep.
That's probably one of the best parts. But also, you know, when it's kind of like, you ever get that sense on Thanksgiving when you're cooking a big meal for everyone and then you finally finish and everybody enjoys it and everybody's like, yeah, you did a great job. It's like that sense of accomplishment. That's another reason that I really like doing it, is especially when I get to share my food with other people. That's why I love doing cooking demos, because not only do they learn something, but they also get to eat. They also get to say, yeah, good job, Mason. You did great. So
That's a lot of fun to hear.
Yeah.
Good job. You did a good job. This is wonderful. You know what you're doing. I don't blame you. That's fabulous. I love it when that happens to me.
Thank you.
And so you are involved in other things.
Mm-hmm.
And are you at E.V. Kane?
I'm not at E.V. Kane anymore. I'm at class right now.
Okay. And we are doing this on a weekday, so you're out of school.
Yep.
Okay.
Just for now.
Just for now. Okay. Thanks, PHS. That's kind of you. That's so. So, do you know how you learned your stage presence?
That was just something I had to build up over time. You know, the first time I did a cooking demo, I didn't really understand it all the way, so I just kind of like went out, talked, did what I had to do to make it, and I had fun. The second time, I was like, okay, this is like more serious now. Okay, I gotta try to control more. I have to know what I'm gonna say. I have to know what we're gonna talk about, that kind of thing. So I came up with things that I'm gonna say, and we do this to this day. Whenever we do cooking demos, we have to come up with steps. So when I'm doing something, when I'm cooking, I'm saying, okay, so this is what you do, and you make a plan. That first time, I kind of just knew, okay, I'm gonna do the recipe. That's all.
Okay. So you've used when you came to talk to the Chamber Forum meddlers. This was a couple of years ago. You said that you had raised money for your school somehow.
Yes,
How had you done this?
So this was back when I was at Alta Vista in my 5th grade year. Started in the 3rd grade year, but
3rd grade is 8.
Mm-hmm.
5th grade is 10. Okay.
So
when you were between 8 and 10.
Yep. So what I did was I thought that the food that was coming to our school was not the best it could be, and it's because we didn't have a full kitchen. We had food coming from a different school, which was E.V. Kane, and they were just being heated up in microwaves and then being served. So I thought, hey, I'm going to go home. I'm going to say, hey, Mom, do you think that we could raise enough money to get a new kitchen? What'd you say?
I said,
What did you say, Kathy?
Well, actually, what I said was, you know, buying a stove and an oven for the kitchen in a school is not the same thing as a stove and an oven for a kitchen at home.
Uh-huh.
Commercial and home use are different things, and it's a lot of money. And he's like, yeah, well, I think we can do it.
What's your point, Mom?
Right, that simple mentality. And I kind of thought, well, all right, let's make this a teaching moment. So we took the project on, and I said, you know, we'll do this, but you're going to see it through. And there were lots of times we had to raise money. For example, he presented an application to the Lions for the Celebrity Chef Challenge to be the recipient, make his project the recipient of that fundraiser. And we had an opportunity to go sell tickets in front of Save Mart. And we had a field trip that day, and it was pouring rain and cold and just ugly. And we had been on our feet all day at this field trip, and we were sitting at home, and he's like, I don't want to stand outside and sell tickets. And I said, yeah, I know, but we're Partaks, and what does that mean? And he said, when we say we will, we do. So we have this picture of us outside a Save Mart, bundled up. You know, I don't think we sold a single ticket that night, but where everybody was very concerned that we had maybe not sold enough, because it was really Mason and I. I mean, it was two of us we did the decorations, we did the ticket sales, we did the promotion. Mason made cake plates out of thrift store plates and little candlestick holders and signed the bottom, and we had the people from the school bake things. So that was another aspect of the fundraiser. So they got a handmade cake plate with a baked good on it for the auction. And that was kind of the beginning of the entrepreneur stuff, where you start raising money.
A way to make money doing what I want to be doing.
Baking. Our community festival's coming up this Saturday. The very first recipe contest Mason ever won was at the Harvest Festival. He won $35 for a cookie. And it was like this kid, 7 years old, going, I made cookies and got $35. So that sort of prompted the love of cooking. And then you get these fundraisers where you're making something with your hands, and people love it because you made it, and they'll pay well more than what it's worth, right? Which has sort of led into this whole entrepreneurship.
Okay. So speaking of entrepreneurship, let's go there.
Okay.
Talk to me about it.
So entrepreneurship, after I won Chopped in 2015.
After you won Chops.
Yeah, Chopped Junior on the Food Network.
Chopped Junior on the Food Network is a recipe thing or a show thing?
It's a show. It's actually a pretty big show now. It took a while to get started. It was actually pretty big, like when the normal show came out, but when the juniors came out, people took some time to get used to it. But I was in season 1, episode 8. I won that episode. I was the Chopped Junior champion. I had the chef coat and everything. It's pretty awesome. I won $10,000, and I took that money and I created my own business, Mason Made.
Stop! He won $10,000, and you created your own business called Mason Made.
Mason Made. Yep.
Can we find that? Mason Made. One word? 2 words?
One word.
One word?
No, it's 2 words, but it's masonpartak.com is where you'll find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And about the school kitchen, he raised $26,000. They now cook food.
We'll get back to you.
At the elementary school. I sort of wrapped that up. So it took 18 months to raise the money. And they have a culinary sciences lab. So at Alta Vista, kids in kindergarten through 5th grade are actually learning to cook as well. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, my. Okay, so that's fabulous. So you won $10,000 and you thought, whoa, look what I can do. And so go on.
So I started my business. We have a bottling and manufacturing company that just closed down. So our business is kind of getting wrapped up liquidating products right now. But when it started, it was really awesome. We had a whole bunch of different sauces. We sell them at the Mandarin Festival, the home show. It was a really awesome idea. We had a ton of support from the community. People would come and buy my sauces, and it was a really great thing. And
Okay.
They were the recipes that we wanted, and they would bottle and manufacture them. And
Okay.
it's
So
a really awesome thing.
pardon me. You're you're that part of your life is finished.
Mhm.
That part. You're not bottling and
Mhm.
marketing and selling anymore.
Nope.
That stuff. What's in the future?
Well, we are working on an entrepreneur book where we take ideas from online that we find from our friends that say, "Oh, try this. We did this for a fundraiser and it worked," and we're bundling them all up in a book, and we're going to sell them so that kids and even teens and even adults could go and start making their own businesses with these ideas. So one of them that we just tested was a sugar scrub and hand balm business, basically, where you make a quick, maybe 5 or 6 ingredient sugar scrub, and then you sell them for, turn it around, maybe $6 or $7, and you make a $4 profit. And they have their sugar scrub now, and it's a really great idea. There's a whole bunch of other ideas that we have. Painted pots, that terracotta pots that you can make into plant pots and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So this book that you're working on, do you want ideas? Are you finished? Are you?
We're still doing other ideas and testing them. We're trying to see what works and what doesn't. So far, I've taken a couple products to school and had my friends try them, see what they think about them, doing that kind of stuff.
If people wanted to send you ideas, is that what is going on Mason Partak?
If you want to send us ideas, send them to the email address kdpartak@yahoo.com.
kdpartak@yahoo.com. Partak.
The thing that makes this so different is that middle schoolers today, we talk about when we were 8 and 9, and we didn't have these desires. We also didn't have the internet and the ability to
True.
learn the way our kids have the ability to learn. They are so much more able to access information and to duplicate it and to have an early education that we didn't necessarily have. But the middle schoolers want to make money. They want to have their own money, and they can't drive, but they're not technically legal to work for an employer. So the difference between this book and the books that are on the market is that this book isn't just about young entrepreneurs. It has in the back what Mason at EV Kane at their entrepreneur club started a project called a one sheet, and a one sheet is just that. It says, for example, rescreening window screens. What is your initial investment? What are the things you have to get, right? How do you do it? What are the steps? And then maybe a live link in the PDF that they can click to a YouTube video that shows them a good example of how to do this project, and then what they might charge for it. So the idea with the club is that they could come to this book and they could go, oh, I maybe am interested in this business. The club could then potentially loan them their startup funds with a very simple business loan form. Once they rescreen a few screens or sell their sugar scrubs, they pay their loan back, and now they're ready to go. These kids in middle school, 2 of them, one of them created a website, Bath Bombs. She got her business fully up and running in a semester. They can do it, and there are ways with the internet that kids can do it safely and make this money. So the real difference in the book is the actual business ideas with the step-by-step versus a list, babysit. Make sugar scrub, do this, do that. Each page is
a different business.
A different business.
Different prospect.
A different way.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you publishing this book?
Well, probably
Self-publishing.
right now, yeah.
Self-publishing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The way that we have done it in the past with our cookbook that you can find on Amazon.
Booklet.
Booklet, yeah,
Booklet.
it's not a full book. We're gonna have series. We have more coming out probably. I wouldn't say in the near future, but in the future. With the way that we've done it in the past is with Amazon Publishing. They do it really well.
Oh, CreateSpace?
Kindle Direct Publishing.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so you basically started out as an ebook.
Okay.
And with Amazon, if you're not familiar with it, if you go online to publish, if it's 25 pages or more, it can actually be a print on demand, which is great.
Yes.
Because then you can actually print it and
Sure.
get it. So Mason's favorite recipes, it's 14 recipes cookbooklet. And what's fun about that initial one is there's family recipes, there's a few favorite social media chef recipes, but also his contest recipes from the shows he's been on
Okay.
with the stories. about, this was on Guy's Grocery Games, the lobster thermidor, or this or that. So
Okay.
that's kind of fun.
What's the name of your cookbook that they look for it on Amazon?
The name of my cookbook is Mason Made Favorite Recipes, or Mason Partak Favorite Recipes. So if
Okay.
you go on Amazon, look up
Mason
Mason
Partak.
Partak cookbook.
Yeah.
You should find it.
Okay. Mason Partak on Amazon. So you are 15.
Mhm.
You've got 3 more years of high school.
Yep.
Then what?
College for sure.
Yes.
I definitely want to be going to college. Still haven't decided where, but I have time.
Yes, you do.
And then after that, I'm not entirely sure. Something in the entertainment industry, whether it's cooking, whether it's doing acting, performances, something like that. Something in the entertainment world, because I really enjoy doing that. I've actually just got done filming a couple things, and we actually have my first ever movie premiere that I'm actually in. That's going to be on the 25th, so I'm really excited for that.
25th where? And this is 2018. This is October. So October 25th, meaning next
Mhm.
week?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Where?
It's a private showing for cast and crew, but this is going to be in Sacramento because it was filmed locally. It was filmed in Ione at Preston Castle. It was a really awesome shoot. It's a horror movie.
Oh.
So
What's the name of the movie?
it's called Apparition.
And who are producers?
We have Hilton,
No. We
Sally.
We have Howard Bird and Mark S. Allen wrote and produced this film Apparition. And the premise of it is sort of a modern day Ouija board where the kids have an app, APP, Apparition, so those are capitalized.
Okay.
So they basically speak to the other side. And the story is of Anna Collins at Preston Castle, which was formerly a boys' school. And 7 boys turned up dead, and Anna Collins was murdered. And so
This is true.
this is based on a true story
Okay.
in Ione. And so Mason was one of the 7 boys in the film. So he plays in a live boy and a not so live boy.
Okay.
So the premiere is on the 25th, and we're super excited. It's going to be at the IMAX, and it's cast and crew, but we're just so over the moon.
How did you get involved with that?
I got involved in acting again because of my mom. She did acting. She did acting with Sally for commercials, and
Sally Forcier,
Sally.
Forcier Casting in Sacramento. Mhm.
Okay.
She did acting with her. Worked with her a lot in the past, and then I got a chance to do some stuff with her. And as I kept on doing more and more, I got to do bigger movies and other stuff, and then I got to branch out and work with other people, not just Sally, but Sally and my mom are the main people that have helped me get into acting.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you have a preference? Acting, speaking other people's lines, or speaking your own lines?
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Good question. Thank you. What I mean is, there's you are in charge of yourself in your cooking shows.
Okay.
There's that, and then there's being a part of a larger
Mhm.
show.
Well, it really depends, because sometimes you get a script and you're the main character and you know who your character is,
Mhm.
and you have your lines and you have what you're supposed to say, but you can change it up, because if you're a good actor and you know who your character is and you know how he acts, what he thinks, how he feels, you'll be able to understand and ad-lib and say what you want to say.
Okay.
And that's usually in dramatic acting, not so much commercial acting, and that's why I like doing that. I just actually, a month or 2 ago, we just did our, I just did my first ever speaking role in a SAG short film, which I'm really proud of, because that
And
was
SAG
a
is
big-
Screen Actors Guild.
Screen Actors Guild.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a very good question, though, about words. Because when Sally first approached me about the film Apparition for Mason, my concern was Mason's great on camera and he knows how to work around it, but he's always just been himself versus having to be somebody else. And it was really a gift to me to be able to see him take direction and embody this character and ask the right questions. He was up for the lead in Apparition. He didn't get it. There were 3 boys, and it's funny how much they all looked alike when it came down, because they were all on set. They all got to be in the movie either way. But that's really such a good question, because it's one thing to be yourself on camera, and it's another thing to have to do the character research, you know, to know who is this that I'm playing,
All right.
and how do I bring the most to this role.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it sounds like you are going to leave Placer County eventually. You're not going to stick around and be our county cook, county star.
Well, one thing that I do want to do is I want to make sure I have a house here, because when I have kids, I definitely want to bring them back here, because this is an awesome place, and you know, I'll definitely want to show them Auburn and show them Sacramento, because you know we might be living in a completely different place, and I want to make sure that I share this with them.
Yes. Okay. And do you insist? Are you going to insist? Well, do you think you will insist that your children follow in your footsteps? You are following in your mom's footsteps.
I will not insist. If they want to do something completely different, I'm okay with that. If they, you know, this is years off. I may have a different mindset then, but you know, probably not. I'm a pretty open-minded person. If they want to do something different, if they want to work at McDonald's, would it be the best thing?
No.
Probably not. But if it's what they want to do.
Okay. Okay. What advice do you have for people who are looking for a passion, or who have a passion that you seem to have?
I'm gonna try my best not to say make sure to follow your passion, because that's so cliche. But you know, if it's something you want to do, do it. If you don't think you have the resources for it, ask someone you know that has done it before and it's close to you for help. And if you don't have someone like that, you know, research it. Research what you need to do for it. Research other ways you can do it. For acting, if you want to be an actor but you don't know where to start, my mom always tells me this: create your own content. Go on YouTube, start filming and make skits. One of the biggest YouTube channels on YouTube right now is called Smosh.
SMOSH.
Yep, they've done a whole bunch of stuff like that before. They started doing skits when they were really small, and it was just like maybe a 3-4 man crew, and now they're
big.
Yeah, they have over 5 million subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So what do we know though about intentional winning? Intentional winning is finding a way to, whatever that dream is, find a way to start now. Somehow.
That's wonderful.
It doesn't have to be the whole big thing.
Yeah. Okay. So MasonPartak.com, Mason Partak on Facebook, Mason Made It on Facebook, kdpartak@yahoo.com, or the YouTube channel. Look for Mason Partak. This has been a thrill. I've really enjoyed myself. Thank you very much, you partners, for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
again, thank
my
you.
pleasure. And thank you for watching.